All right, so today I'm joined by Dylan, the mindless Hulk Budka, coming off a big win on Dana White's Contender Series. He got signed to the UFC off of that. So how you doing, Dylan?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm happy to be on Perry Punch today.
Hell yeah, man. Well, welcome. It's your first time, so let's get into your whole story. At the post-fight press conference, you said that if everyone knew your story, they'd be a massive fan of you, and you didn't fully share it over there. So I'd love to kind of get the first scoop on it. Let's start with where you're from. You're from Baltimore, or where are you from exactly?
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I grew up in Dundalk and Essex, Maryland. Um, I grew up around a lot of crazy stuff, and then I moved to Ohio, and now I'm in Findlay, Ohio, a crazy spot where I didn't think I would end up at all, and now I'm fighting full time.
Right. So, okay, start off with being from Baltimore then. What was it like, your childhood and all that?
I grew up playing a lot of different sports and stuff like that, but in Baltimore, I guess the best way to explain it is you got to keep your head over your shoulder a lot. Make sure nothing crazy is going to happen to you. You got to worry about when you're stepping out your door if something crazy could possibly happen to you or one of your family members. I still check up on all my close ones that are back in Baltimore while I'm traveling and stuff every single day to make sure they're good. There's a lot of violence, a lot of like gang stuff that happens back there that I got myself caught up into when I wasn't supposed to be doing stuff like that.
Mm,
I grew up around buddies that do that a lot, and they still do that now. And I've actually pulled a bunch of my buddies from Baltimore and moved them to Ohio with me to start training full time now. That I really cared about, and that I wanted them to get out of that situation as well.
okay. So is that more like probably low income, right? And I have seen it's one of the most dangerous cities in the US, like one of the top five. So where do you think that comes from as far as some of the gangs and that kind of culture out there?
It's definitely one of the most dangerous cities ever.
Yeah.
I think Chicago and like probably like in Atlanta maybe and stuff like that are up there with it too. But Baltimore is definitely pretty dangerous situation, sticky situation that if you're walking down the wrong street or walking down the wrong alley, you could get yourself hurt in a serious way. And I had a lot of friends that made sure I didn't get in them sticky situations to make sure I made it to where I'm at now, and that's why I repaid them with getting them out when I was able to.
Okay, that's dope. And you said you played sports though, so kind of in those environments, you would think that they take care of an athlete, right? So how come you kind of ended up in the gang life in a way?
I think I moved around to a whole bunch of different schools. I went to Dundalk High School, Kenwood High School, Dundalk Middle. I know you don't know any of them places probably,
Nah.
but it's just I think me traveling to so many different spots and meeting so many different people from different areas of Baltimore kept me in weird situations and situations I shouldn't have been in that and then eventually I realized that I had to get myself out of them situations myself. Nobody was going to come save me out of them situations. I had to get out of Baltimore to grow past Baltimore.
Right. Were those middle schools like normal schools or were they intermediate schools? Did you get kicked out or anything, or just your parents were moving around a lot?
My parent moved around. My dad moved around a lot to where I had to switch schools. I went to three different middle schools, two different high schools, and just finding new locations and jumping around place to place. And eventually, after high school, and I moved out because me and my dad weren't getting along, and I was homeless for a little bit. That's where I met some of my best friends that I have now in my life still, and yeah, it's just a whole bunch of crazy stuff that happens there, man.